Okay, let's see how strong the Ben Hardy muscles are. Let's see if we can get this into the garage. I left quite a bit of space on the cabinet side, and then also on the GT500 side. Well, hello everyone, it is Ben Hardy here, and this is unexpected in the sense of I wasn't planning on making a video today about this, but it's also expected in the sense of, well, I bought a Land Rover, and well, we all know about Land Rovers. So I got in the Defender today to just go to do some filming, and I had this little warning here that lane assistance is not available, and the steering wheel won't, like, there's no power steering. And like if I move forward a little bit, I can kind of start to turn the wheel because I got a little bit of movement. So yeah, I'm not sure what this is, but yeah, there's literally like nothing. And actually I had the Defender parked on the driveway, and there's no, like, you can see there's no leaks or anything on the driveway. So there's not like fluid that went out. It's just not doing what it's supposed to do. But I guess that I'll like turn it off and get out. Let's see. Okay. So I know the microphone's not faced towards me, so that's probably, you won't be able to hear me very well. So we'll lock it, and we'll unlock it, and see if this helps out at all. No warnings. Oh, no, power steering is still not there. Super heavy. There we go. Lane centering on it, available. So, suffice to say, I'm probably not gonna be able to commute with this today because you can't. I mean, like, I lifted everything, so I could probably like muscle through it. But like, I think this is definitely like a safety issue because, I mean, like low speed, like it's okay. Like I'm a pretty strong guy, and I mean the amount of force that I have to do to just barely turn the wheel. So you can imagine if I had to do anything at any sort of low speed maneuverability wise to get out of some sort of situation, I frankly wouldn't be able to do that. So yeah, we're probably gonna have to get the Defender towed to the Land Rover dealership, and it's going to be in an interesting situation. This is, and I have 158 miles on it, so I guess this is Land Rover life. Hey, I knew what I was getting myself into, and here we go. Thank goodness it has a warranty though, right? For those of you that are worried about me not being able to get to work today, don't you worry. We have the trusty, reliable steed, the bright pink Jeep Wrangler Rubicon 392. 6.4 Hemi under the hood. This thing is bulletproof, but getting into it's very difficult because I have it like jam-packed. Actually, I should show you guys. This is hilarious. I have it jam-packed against the wall here, so like it's impossible to get in through that way. Okay, well, this is kind of embarrassing. I just realized that the Mustang's blocking the Wrangler. It's just far enough over so that I can fit it, and so definitely an L there. Now, obviously, the reason I parked the vehicles the way that I parked them is so that I could get the Defender and the Raptor out easily. But then the Mustang, the Jeep, I don't drive those. I'm usually not gonna drive this on a regular basis. So that's why they're crammed here. But well, now I have to move the Defender that has no power steering, and then I have to get the Shelby out, move it over, so then I can get the Wrangler out, and then I have to put everything back. And yeah, I'm supposed to go up to a place in it's called Layton, Utah. That's like over an hour away. I'm gonna be so late. This is okay. Well, let's do our no power steering driving. Oh my gosh, this is ridiculous. I mean, you can see I can turn the wheel, but it's like, ooh, it's literally like getting a workout at the gym. Okay, that should be sufficient there. Well, at least this is gonna sound good. Whoa. Man, gotta love the sound of a GT500. But the horrible situation that is going to arise from this whole ordeal with the GT500 is the fact that I have this crammed in by like continuing to go forwards and backwards like 50 different times. And so now I'm gonna have to do that to get it out of the garage. So it's 12:17 now. I think I'll be lucky. Well, it's not gonna be that late. I was gonna say, I think I'll be lucky if I leave by 1, but it won't be that late, but it'll probably take me a good 15, I wouldn't say 15 minutes, maybe like 10 minutes to get this done. Okay, well, I over-exaggerated. That only took 3 minutes. It didn't even take 10 minutes, so it's not that bad. Oh, getting out of the GT500 though with the Recaros, definitely a little bit of a thing. Oh, looks like we got the stray cat has come to join us. I guess that that's gonna be my cheerleader for getting this whole situation figured out here in the garage. Okay, well, we are back in business. The Wrangler is officially out, but I'm also out of gas, so just just another thing for me to do before I have to go to work is fill it up. I'm actually gonna turn it off because it's pretty warmed up at this point. I had it idling in the garage for a minute. But yeah, I wasn't expecting to drive this anymore for like the next bit, so I guess I'll be able to have more fun with the V8. But now I gotta get the Defender back in the garage. This is gonna be fun. Okay, let's see how strong the Ben Hardy muscles are. Let's see if we can get this into the garage. I left quite a bit of space on the cabinet side, and then also on the GT500 side, so that I could squeeze in here. Why are you freaking out? There's nothing there. I will say the parking sensors in this are pretty sensitive, which I'd rather have parking sensors that were overly sensitive rather than underly sensitive so that you don't hit something. Okay, honestly this was pretty easy because I pretty much just get to do a straight shoot here into the garage. There we go. And this has definitely been a completely drama-free morning for me. I mean, this is hilarious. But I'm actually really grateful that it happened here at the house because, like, I imagine if I was like out and about filming and this happened, that would have definitely been, yeah, a lot more of an interesting situation to have to go through. Like some of the dealerships that I film at, they have really tight parking lots with tight parking spaces. And if I was in a tight parking space with no power steering, I mean, like, good luck, right? So I'm glad that it happened here. So like I can just park it in the garage. I've already contacted the Land Rover in Lehi. Well, my salesperson there, Jordan, shout out to him. So I'm sure they'll get something figured out. Like we'll be able to get a tow truck out here. And so I guess I'll just be another Land Rover owner with their Land Rover at the Land Rover dealership getting fixed, and I'll be driving, you know, probably one of their service vehicles. Yeah, I know I'm gonna get like blasted in the comment section because I traded a Toyota 4Runner TRD Pro for this, like the most reliable vehicle on the planet, and that obviously had no issues, and we're like the first 100 miles into this situation, and yeah, can't drive it already. But I will say the other thing that I'm really grateful for is the fact that I decided to daily drive this before I gave it to my wife. I told her that I wanted to drive it for the first like 500-ish miles to make sure that there wasn't going to be anything that would break on it, and well, that was definitely like solid. So like I'm so glad that I did that because like I imagine if she had that issue happen while she was out with the baby, I mean, yeah, that would not be something that I would want. So I'm glad that I got that. I'm glad that I did that basically so that I can get this figured out. And again, I've talked to so many Defender owners, and so I'm guessing that this is just going to be like a, let's hope, a freak incident, and we'll get it fixed and then probably move on with my life. But yeah, definitely something that's very interesting to happen right off the bat. So quick update, within like 2 seconds of me texting Jordan at the Land Rover in Lehi of the situation, he like called me, he said he's already having people work on it, so he's already talked to a service department and they're basically figuring out how to get my Defender up to the store because again, it doesn't have power steering, so we're probably gonna have to get it towed. So again, big shout out to Jordan, like he's on top of it, and honestly, like I expected that because like their customer service with ordering the vehicle and everything was amazing, and so like the service side of things, it looks like it's just as great. So if you live in Utah and you own a Land Rover product, Land Rover of Lehi, but yeah, I know that like you guys might be confused as to why I'm laughing. I just like, I find this situation hilarious. Like I know that some people would be like terribly upset because like, you know, it's a pretty expensive vehicle that I just purchased and like it's already, you know, having issues in the first 100 miles, but like at the same time, I don't know. I just like it's happened to so, like I just said, it's happened to so many other vehicles, and so like it's just funny at this point. Like it's hilarious. I'm just like, can I ever buy a vehicle and not have something happen? But at the same time, you know, I think this YouTube channel is so much better for the fact that something always breaks on every single vehicle that I buy. Like this Wrangler, for example, you know, the exhaust coming crooked from the factory and all that kind of stuff. Like there's always something. There is always something. Okay, well, quick update on the whole Land Rover Defender situation. So I just finally got to where I'm going to be filming today up in Layton, Utah, which is always a long drive. But regardless, I pretty much have the whole situation figured out. So the service department reached out to me. They said that this has happened to a couple other Defenders. It's most likely going to be just a software update where basically there's something wrong with voltage. I'm probably going to butcher this, but voltage from one system to the other in the Defender, and it's basically the system doesn't know what's happening, so it just turns off the power steering. So probably just a software update. And so I'm going to be getting the Defender towed from my house to the dealership, which is super nice because like that means that I don't have to deal with driving a car without power steering for like a lot of miles, because I think it's probably like 40, no, it's probably like 30, 40 miles to the dealership from where I live. So good thing I have to do that. So yeah, it's cool that Land Rover has that towing service they have set up. But I will say I own a bunch of different brands of new cars, and pretty much everyone has a towing service, so that's like not anything new. But I do think it's cool how like easy it is to get this whole situation handled, like super quick too. Like We'll probably have the Defender back by potentially later today at the earliest, which with how late it is, that's unlikely, or like tomorrow. So yeah, obviously a crappy situation somewhat, but getting remedied super fast, which I think is cool. Okay, so I'm driving to my next filming location, and we're just gonna cap things off for the Defender video, and I'll just make an update video once everything is all done. But anyways, the Defender has been picked up by a tow truck driver, and it has been driven down to the Land Rover in Lehi where they're taking care of everything. And so yeah, we're pretty much right where I expected us to be. And like I said, again, a huge shout out and thank you to the Land Rover in Lehi for taking care of everything. Just like amazing customer service. And they actually offered to give me a loaner vehicle while my Defender's getting serviced, and I declined because I have 3 other vehicles. I don't need a loaner vehicle, so we're all good. But I really appreciate it. So again, I appreciate Jordan and the rest of the team there. And you know, obviously stuff like this happens, and it's not like, I know people are gonna say it's Land Rover and that's just what you have to expect of the brand because of reliability, yada yada yada. You can say whatever you want, but I had an issue within 2,000 miles with my TRX, with this Wrangler, within like what, the first, I think same thing, within like the first 1,000 miles. The Ford Raptor's been, like I said, pretty reliable. The GT500, we'll see what happens with that, if anything happens. And then my Gen 2 Ford Raptor, that one also had issues. So every single vehicle that I've purchased has had issues with it, and so I'm kind of used to it, like I said earlier in the video. So yeah, I'm not gonna write off Land Rover at this point, but we'll see what happens after, you know, I get it back and, you know, put some more miles on it and then have the wife drive and everything. But anyways, that'll sum things up, and yeah, see you guys.